has Coco messaged me? Hi, I was AFK on the serve. Why did I get kicked?
Just type no specs.
I said no specs on it.
Alright, let's fucking go. Are they gonna reset one more time?
I think they need. Well, they both said they were ready and it was live.
Okay.
Where's the 31E and 13E going? They've taken the long boy route, I suppose.
Yeah.
They don't. Oh, I suppose they could take the dip that's on their right and make it a little bit of cover.
Yeah, that's one I was looking at. I'm surprised the 71st haven't used that hill actually, because there's no way on earth. Yeah, I would have as well.
Yeah, I don't really care who it would have been against. I still would have at least shot once or twice from up there.
Yeah. It's kind of difficult though with when numbers are like this.
Yeah, it's pretty big numbers today.
Yeah.
He goes here as well now. Wait.
You recording this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Started recording almost 10 minutes ago.
Oh. Well, are you recording us speaking as well?
Oh, I just started it. It saves me having to move my chair across to the other computer.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, both these regiments have, it's pretty evenly matched. They both have quite a lot to prove. And this is obviously for the first place in their group.
Coco just fucking teed off at me on Steam.
Legend.
Yeah, I just told him to shut the fuck up before he gets himself banned.
I wonder if one team goes heavily down, say 4 rounds down, will they drop to 15? Because I think with both regiments, there's kind of quite a drop off with their player base. So they've got maybe 10 really good players on each regiment, and then it kind of drops off quite a bit.
That reminds me how the 18E always was, to be honest. Strong core, but the average kind of just lets it down a bit.
Yeah.
Similar, I'd say, more on the 13E side. I think the majority of all these Germans are pretty well versed in tournaments these days.
Yeah.
By this point,
I'd say the biggest drop off is actually with the 13E when you sort of get out of their top 10 players.
Yeah, when you get out of Heresy and all those lot.
Yeah.
In the big group fighting goon squad. Players like Axiom on today, although I know Axiom can't actually play on anything that's not a weekend.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy that they got those 3 picks at the start though.
Yeah.
Very juicy. Especially when you consider that the 71st had the better position, really.
Yeah, I'd imagine they'll be regretting that.
Yeah, they will definitely take that hill in the next round at the start, without a doubt.
Mean, no matter who it is, you always like if a regiment goes the wrong direction from spawn, like you always want to take at least that one set of shots just to try and if you just get 1 kill, 2 kills is brilliant. But to have that advantage is absolutely massive.
Yeah, they add up very, very quickly.
And like, I mean, as we're seeing now, where people just reverse and sort of circle around each other, like.
72nd, 71st just got outmaneuvered quite heavily there. I'm surprised whoever's leading. 13E didn't stop. Who is it? Oh, it's fucking. Oh, melee.
They need to make a decision here. Either they go up the hill and hold that, or they need to just completely avoid the hill.
13E should stop going down, to be honest.
They've
realised it now. Look, they've realised it way too late.
Yeah. I mean, I think 13E will still win this, but...
Yeah, it's going to be quite close, though, I think.
But you should never, ever give up the hill. Because the regiment that's below the hill obviously has the speed penalty. And it's obviously easier to organise yourself around the top of the hill than it is to push up a hill.
You can see the 13E made that realisation sort of midway through, and they're paying the price for it now. They're down by 2, even though Specimen... Oh, I thought Specimen got 2 kills then. No, team killed. Yeah, because they realised it too late. They got split in half by the 71st. But to be fair, they're bringing it back. Oh, well.
It's going to be close. They're going to be long rounds, this.
Especially with, like, the 71st playstyle in Melee. They like to drag Melees out a fair bit.
Yeah, they're kind of like the 96Y in that regard. Although not quite as committed to dragging out as the 96Y. But yeah, I think the 13E made a huge mistake there, coming off that hill. They should have held it and shifted their pushing sort of where the 71st decided to fight.
Yeah. And then you had the usual tactic from the Germans, which is they had those couple of people that just immediately split off and ran behind. So not only were they split in 2 because they couldn't decide whether or not they should be up the hill or down the hill, they had people sandwiching them from the other side as well. I mean, it's an effective tactic. It's aids to play against.
Oh no. No, they're lining up in spawn. This is awful. You don't do this.
Oh, dash.
That's immediately, if the 71st line up here, that's immediately potentially you know, 2 or 3 shooting kills, especially with the amount of people on each team. But he's not taking it again.
No, he is. Yeah, I was going to say, as soon as they started wheeling...
There we go. Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't just take it from the first round to be on the 71st, especially when you consider this is the biggest match of this group.
Yeah. This hill as well, when you play on a map, which is generally what is the preferred kind of map, you know, this big hill in the middle. You need to get to that hill ASAP. There's no time for lining up and spawn first.
Just immediately start running at it, get a couple of gaps in between your members.
71st have this shooting as well.
Yeah, because actually I think it's going to be fairly even because they're stopping at the same time.
They just missed about 5 shots.
Yeah, they're stopping at the same time. I think 13E are actually going to get a couple extra.
Yep.
And look, they're reloading already as well now.
They're missing too many shots here.
Yeah. Well, 71st missed a couple of shots, probably like what, a good 4 or 5 at least, and then the 13E...
Way more than that, yeah.
I was paying more attention to the 13E at the time, to be honest. Then obviously the 13E still had over half their line not even in position to stop and shoot yet.
Thing is, lining up like that, where you both line up perpendicular at the same time, it's kind of just a coin flip as to which side really wins. There's no particular skill to it. It's entirely dependent on who misses the least shots.
Yep. I think Dark Templar will be more committed to that hill now that they've lost a round.
There'll be a lot more manoeuvring, I'd imagine. These are going to be some more drawn-out rounds.
Yep. Especially
as, judging from that melee in the first rounds, you would say that the 71st maybe have the upper hand in regards to melee.
I think their teamwork will be a lot better, to be honest.
Yeah. And there should be, maybe, if they shoot at the back towards those clumps.
Supposedly they've got at least one. Yeah, there you go.
But that's important. If you're playing with a -1, you pretty much always have to do that to even it out, otherwise you're immediately at a disadvantage.
I would have actually shot again there if I was Dark Templar. He had enough time to shoot once more, and then by the time he starts moving from his side of the line, they'd be reloaded by the time the back half move. That's one thing I never really see 1v1 leaders doing. They kind of forget about the fact that it takes time to move a line this big. So by the time you start moving the front, the back will be able to get their reloads in.
Yeah, it's a lot more shooting heavy 1v1s like this. I'd say once you go over 20 people, you're able to take a lot more liberty as to where you stop and shoot.
To be honest, I prefer 1v1s with a little bit more variety in them.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say they're gonna go for melee, surely.
I mean, they can bait it out because, I mean, I'd say the 13E are really trying to get into melee. You know, they could push it a bit more to the line and.
Oh, this should be a reverse right here. If I was there, you go. Come on, stop and shoot, stop and shoot. No! Oh, that was a perfect. Even this, if they keep stopping like that, just stop. Just reverse and stop.
Yeah,
even if you get. Yeah, exactly. Even if
they
you
can get shots here, they can.
Oh, wait, Siri.
Yeah.
Even if you only get like 2 or 3 shots off, you're guaranteed to get at least 1 kill when you're shooting into a comp like that. So it's worthwhile just to stop for a split second and get those couple of shots off.
I mean, a really well organized regiment could do that tactic where you just maneuver and you stop and do fire and then just swap them around for people in the middle, because no one's really making any big plays here. But if you had people doing that, then yeah, look, there we go. Exactly. You know, you can get a serious advantage, and people are unable to do it because unable to respond to it.
Either that or regiments like the NR13, which are pretty cool, where they'll reform and centre on the move, and they'll do it very quickly, like it's very rehearsed. They'll be able to get a full volley off on the back of your line if you're not careful.
Yeah, a lot of regiments now they maneuver, trying to get an angle constantly, but one decent thing to do, especially if you're up close and they've wasted a few shots, is you just immediately stop and just fire if they're about the distance they are now. Even if they're moving, you just take all your shots and just go for melee, because the reality is, you know, there's only so many hits that they'll get. Oh, that's a good.
I don't. Dash and the guy behind him don't have shots, I'm pretty sure. They already shot before. That's why he keeps trying to get him in melee. Oh, that's dangerous. Ooh, stop, maybe. Even if they do start to move like that, you should probably just still stop if you're the 13E and just try and shoot them as much as you can within reason. And now, they're in melee.
What a disgusting pick.
Yeah, I saw that.
How do you die like that? That is...
Especially when you consider that they were the ones charging.
If that happened in my regiment, that would be rage right there.
I'm doing that next 1v1 G.
That would be me screaming down my microphone in pure anger. The worst thing is they didn't even catch him after he did that. He just did it. And
he just ran off. Yeah.
Although this is going to be an easy 13E victory this time.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to the melee, I think if the 13E can split them off into smaller pockets, then they will definitely come ahead in the melee. But if they allow the 71st to do what they do, which is basically clump up S key and just drag people off, then they're just going to get picked. So we'll have to see how they deal with it. I think with the 18E we found it quite hard to deal with at times, to be honest, just because...
Someone's just fired.
Just tabbing in or something, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the ref could pick up on it, but... I guess you can overlook death stuff like that.
Yeah. Tempted to just say move, stop the reload, to be honest, but it's whatever. It's an accident, isn't it? You don't have to be that heavy-handed.
I think 71st really needs to come out ahead in this half, because I mean this is the
hill. Yeah.
They just haven't been using it very well.
Oh, there's another pick.
That's a good shot.
Sides again.
And they should readjust to Dark Templars left now. Take more shots.
Oh no.
They should stop here.
I think they're just... I think, honestly, the 71st are more confident than they probably should be. By the looks of it.
I mean, the matches like this need to be practiced for, you know, big knockout matches, because these are two, you know, these are two top regiments.
Even then, it's still going to affect the seeding anyway, because if you come
Yeah.
first in the group, you go straight to the semi-final. Well, not the semi-final, sorry. You go straight to a round 2 of the knockout instead of round 1. That's one less match you have to play.
Yeah, I think there's. I mean, there's always been kind of a reluctance to take shots on hills and stuff like that, and I think it has its places, especially if there's a hill like this, because even if you don't take, even if you don't use the hill, the reality is when the side swap, you know, a better leader is realistically gonna use it, so that there's no, you know, there's no sentimental, no sentimentalness like that should be brought into it.
Like moral side of it that comes into it. Yeah, I always, well, back in the day, people used to give shit to me for leading that way. But at the end of the day, like, we take those maybe 2 free shots if you'll let them, if you'll let us have them on that hill. But we won't stay on the hill. We'll still like come off and fight you as you like come at us, as you start to get close to us. I won't live and die on it, but like I'm gonna take, like, if I get 2 free shots for free, I'll take those 2 free shots. Why not?
Yeah, and the reality is it's 1-2 right now. But you know, how would these people be playing if it was 4-4? You know, there'd be a lot more using of hills and stuff like that. And to avoid a situation where a match gets to 4-4 is just best to start off with utilizing the advantages you have on your side.
This is dangerous. This is not the cool. Oh yeah. Oh, they've realised. Oh, the wrong club. Come on. You could aim right down the line here. Yeah, he's noticed. He's noticed a little bit late though, because he doesn't have the reloads at the front.
Yeah,
That's. Ooh, those are 3 more kills than I thought they would have gotten. Technically, that 3rd one was far out of line there because they were already moving.
They're just a bit. The 71st are just a bit slow, which isn't normal for what you'd expect. I think they may have changed the person that was at the back as well, because I think it was Rommel the 1st and 2nd rounds. I may be wrong, though.
Yeah, I think it's because Tigger wasn't there for those
Phoenix
matches.
just reloaded out of line quite criminally, but no one noticed.
Yeah, because I think Tigger wasn't there for the first few matches, so I think Rommel was taking over the back. And obviously, Rommel was leading all of the 72nd battles for quite a while, right? It's when we had those infamous 1-hour rounds and shit going on.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, I mean, Rommel's no slouch. He knows what he has to do to win.
Yeah, definitely. Can't really fault him
And
for that.
that's kind of what you need in matches like this. You just need someone.
My problem with the 71st is they're going for these wheeling stops, where basically they well, not quite wheeling stops, winging stops would be a better word for it, where they wing out to the flank of the officer or the person at the bank, and then they stop to shoot like this. But look, they've shot a good, what was that, 6 shots there, not including the officer, so about 7 shots. Whereas the 13E still have all of their shots basically, except for the 4 that were at the front. And I'm still confused as to why they haven't just...
I think if you... I mean,
I was about to slay that guy if he didn't stop reloading there. He was really far away.
If you play like this, I think this is how you play if you've got 15 people and you're confident, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
It's completely different if you have 25, 26.
Yeah, because it takes too long to move. Or to move effectively like that, I should say. You can move like that, just not very effectively, because you against good leaders, like, and obviously the guys who lead the 13E.
They should just go for it here. Okay. Then.
I'm slaying that one.
They should have just gone for the shots there, but you know they were so close. There weren't that many gaps either, and they really could have turned that into. You know, they take, what, like 10, 15 shots and then just straight into melee before the 13E can really respond.
I think I slayed the wrong person.
doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
You know, the 13E absolutely destroying in the melee hit.
But Bunter and Tigger just got way more kills than they ever should have.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, and then they do that. Even if I did slay the wrong person, whoever, it was either him or the person next to him, their line had been moving for ages. He was just standing in the middle of them all and just shot anyway, while they were all running past him. So it's an obvious no-no.
Apparently it's 5-3 to the Simpson Y against 45th N right now.
And then Marsman wonders why I say he's unproven.
Look, this is, you know, this is 2 or 3 shots if they're able to line up properly here. You know, just there where they can't even do any response, any responding shots. If the 13E ran straight up to that hill, I don't think the 71st would even have enough time. Okay, well that's. I don't think the 71st would even be able to have more than 1 shot, if that. But they're going round for some reason. You know, if you get your guys, you just say, okay, we need to reach that hill as soon as possible. As soon as you all spawn, just start running towards that hill, and we'll form a line on the go. But you know,
yeah, just wing straight out of spawn, basically. Have everyone sort of not quite shoulder to shoulder. Have like half-man gaps in between each of you, just so you can. You're not clumped up or anything like that, and you're closing the distance as best as possible. It won't give them the time to reload for that second shot. If I was 71st there, I would have immediately darted towards that officer with the front of that line. And probably reversed afterwards.
They're also taking shots when, I mean, that was kind of a lucky hit there, but they shouldn't have really taken that shot, since they were already kind of too far away for that to really. Yeah.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot when it's 26 v 26, but those 2 kills is huge. That immediately puts pressure on 71st. They need to, with Tiguer's end of the line here, they need to stop, hit 2 shots, fire down the line, and equal it out. There we go. There's 1. Yeah.
Especially considering who they killed as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it just brings me PTSD, because I remember back in the day, I thought that was the officer that just got shot then. Yeah, no, but it reminds me back in the day where obviously people would just stop with the front of their line or something like that, deliberately just shoot the guy at the back of your line, who's normally like the second in command, will disrupt you quite a bit, or just make sure that he dies like within the first couple of shots that you fire in the round, just to disrupt. And
I don't even think that's
effective.
I mean, it's pretty decent tactic if the second in command proceeds to never speak after they die. But I mean, there are they can just talk over the and just tell the guy at the back what to do. It's
it kind of depends really, because like for example, like my regiment, obviously we always had Pluto at the back, right? And Pluto's like probably the best player in the regiment for quite a while.
Yeah. I know there's some regiments as well that still operate, like the Simpson Y, for example. Gaz still leads and directs the back of the line what to do, which is.
So is he gonna realise that he's not near his line anymore?
Vive l'empereur!
The match ended 5-5 apparently.
That reverse is way too late from the 13E there. If they would have just reversed immediately as soon as they stopped. Like, as soon as the 71st stops, you should just reverse immediately, just immediately try and take 1 or 2 shots, and that will force the 71st to move, and you may get 1 or 2 free picks out of it.
Yeah, as you can see in chat, we have people complaining about this tournament showing which regiment is the most annoying. And to be honest with you, like, it's far out line, but yeah, the thing is, yeah, the thing is, I think I spoke about this before. The longer a match draws out, the more opportunity it gives the more drilled regiment, I'd say. I'd say the 71st has a greater chance if they play like this. You know, they play with little risk, they make the match last a long time, although I think they may have...
This is better for the 13E just because they're going to get... Oh, actually no.
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, they missed too many shots.
Just going for it. Okay, they're 5 up in melee right now. 6 up in melee. As expected.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, 71st will be happy drawing out this 1v1 because it will mean I'd say there's more 13E players that get, you know, annoyed.
Oh,
distracted.
You're not gonna. Oh, let me just send you this on Steam. You're not gonna believe what I just read.
What the hell?
It's incredible, isn't it?
What the hell? Okay. I guess we'll deal with that after.
Oh, how do you misunderstand?
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's saying about group fighting modes. I mean, they will be joking, but I think 13E are more stacked with group fighters than they are with, you know, 1v1 players, whereas 71st are more, so they're more well-rounded. Like, you'd always back the 13E to win in a group fight, but 71st, judging on the experience of Dark Templar, Rommel, and etc., you'd think that they could really give a good go in a 1v1. In some ways, you'd say that the 71st are better in leadership than the 13E, but the 13E might have better personnel.
Plane incoming from the 45th. Apparently the 77Y were just constant one-man spacings while shooting and everything else. I said, well, we'd need a video and stuff to do anything about that.
Yeah.
If that is the case, then we'll have to... We'd obviously have to talk to the ref. Whoever it was, I didn't see who it was.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Massman's not going to be happy with a 5-5, so...
I don't know, yeah. We'll hear about it.
Okay, let's see if the 13E use this hill. They're not lining up in spawn anymore, so I guess they're oh, look, they won't even be able to use the hill because the 71st are just running straight for it.
First knew immediately what they needed to do. I don't agree with the 13E's decision to shoot like that. Now they don't have half their... Oh my god! That is lucky.
Yeah.
If that back half of their line didn't get, like... How many kills did they get? They got 8 kills on the trot. They...
I think this round's over.
Like... Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't know why would you stop there?
I was going to
That's
criticise
awful,
the 13E to be honest, because I thought their decision to shoot half their shots there was a little bit risky, especially considering
they shot like 5 shots, I'd say.
No, they shot way more than that. They shot like a good 8 or 9 at least. Like there was a good chunk of their line next to them. It was only when
if you kill the first half when they're lining up like that, I mean, so the 13 are already lined up ready for them. They shoot maybe 6, 7, 8 shots at the front of their line. You know, not only is it going to take longer for the 71st to get in line, but it's just going to mean that the 13 have twice the amount of shots pretty much because they can just reload.
Oh yeah, no,
while
I
they're
agree.
still. I just can't believe that.
Definitely was a poor decision on
Yeah.
first side.
Maybe what they should have done is continue going around the hill, and if the 13 try to reposition, where they, where the leader might say, "Okay, form on my left," and then sometimes you can catch regiments out when they're a bit muddled up. Yeah, I'd say that the 13 are getting pretty fortunate with their shooting.
Yeah, I think Dark Templar's feeling the pressure a little bit. And realistically, if he knows they're going to keep stopping on that side of the hill, then stop going that way. Because they're just getting outplayed at the moment quite heavily.
Yep.
Like they're just running into a head glitch and they're just getting mowed down. If you go around the other way, it's more even, so you can at least like dig them out. Whereas like if you see where the 71st has just run past that little hill, that little mound, as it goes up, it's really steep. So perfect position to just head glitch from. So even if they stop and shoot it,
what they could do is they could reverse here and they could use that hill and take some shots. But
problem is they're down by 6 at the moment, so
yeah.
the 13E are just going to bully them out.
I mean, if the 13E make no mistakes here, this round's already over.
Yep. What was the score again?
It's
4-2, I
4-2.
think. Yeah.
4-2, yeah.
It's probably a few too many shots to shoot there when you're down by this many. Getting pretty lucky with these shots, but they need 4 more to make it even again. Yeah, 13E are just going to shoot now.
Oh, they should reverse. No, they okay.
Okay.
They should have taken those shots, reversed, and then positioned for more shots. But
yeah, I agree with that. Just gotten away from them.
yeah, I think they may be panicking, maybe not thinking straight.
Well, after this round, the 71st have 3 rounds to bring it back for a draw. If not, the 13E take the group.
Yeah.
They'll still qualify through, but the 13E will have 1 less match to play. Yikes, these servers are dog.
Can't be that dog if they're 5-2 up.
Against the German regiment on a German server.
Yeah, I'd say that
There you go.
Are,
Templar's figured it out now. He's gone around the other way. Look, the 13E immediately defaulted to the head glitching spot they were before, and now they're already at the hill. Are just going to try and bait them up here. Dash keeps running like that and doesn't reverse back. Is he going for the head? I thought he was going to go for the head glitch at the corner there. I was like, Jesus. Now this would be a good time to reverse and start shooting a couple from the front, but too late now.
These gaps need to be called out. 71st can't even respond to that.
Nope. For some reason they put themselves down in that ditch well, so far into the ditch, I should say. I'm not sure why they went so far away from the hill. But the lines are big here, but they're not that big.
I think in times like this, it's worth sort of positioning yourself, because I mean, it kind of seems like the 71st are chasing the 13E around. You know, sometimes it's kind of worth taking some shots and getting get sort of switching the roles, making it so the 13E have to chase you.
Like again, when they line up like this, like I mean, the 13E are obviously winning by quite a lot, so I should probably stop criticising them. But like, it could be so much easier. I just can't help but point it out because obviously leader.
I think it's quite difficult in the way that regiments play nowadays to easily get an angle or easily get an advantage, because the reality is most people play with very little risk. We've seen this today as well. Like both regiments, they're really not playing with much risk. Okay.
Atlanta guy seems to get shot at the start of every round by those like 1 or 2 shots the 71st fired.
What, you know, we should be getting some winging towards, you know, just to try and force an angle. You know, from the 13E or from the 71st, or from anyone. Yeah, it's just at the moment it's just circling around, and the thing is, the 13E are just doing it better. You know, on this half especially, they're getting the hill, they're getting the angle. 71st have to make the plays. And it's just resulting in just being whittled down one by one every round. And there we go, look, it's again and again. And there's no response. Look, 13E are already on the move, and they've just wasted 3 shots, whereas the 13E's 3 shots, that's 3 kills.
Yep.
They're blobbing again, and they could have gone from that.
And they fired way too many already. Problem is, Dark Templar's put himself in a position where he needs to get reloads in, but he can't do that anymore because he's given up the hill. He's come down and gone close to them. Although, that being said, they're only down by 1 though. It's still fairly even. I think they did a better job at the start of the round. They just need to be careful.
I think the way some people lead is they basically play to not lose as many people as possible. But the thing is, you can take a risk. You know, you can lose 1 or 2 people if you're going to force them into something. All right, we'll see what happens here. This is key for 71st. They need to win this. At the moment, they just have a big blob of people that are just not doing anything.
Blobbed in the middle, and they're getting split on their left. Brought back 3 now. They're only down by 2.
Yeah, and they're all chasing these 2 people as well.
Yeah, it's Harashi and Harashi and Curtis, that's it. Dragging them around.
Pretty much every single experienced regiment will always stick, you know, 2 or 3 people behind enemy lines just to try and drag people. 96Y are a regiment that does it really, really, really well. You know, their entire playstyle is around dragging people off.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's what happens. It's over basically.
We can avoid.
I think in some ways the best way to deal with that is to just ignore those 2 people. Have like 2 people to screen.
At least
you know,
someone to just hold the tilde. Someone to hold the tilde and make the call out at least.
But it's like how we played against 96Y. So when we push their retreating flank and then everyone just switches immediately, to the middle or to the left, whichever part of their line is actually fighting. Otherwise, you just result in your entire regiment getting picked off one by one, and this is awful. That's 2 free kills there.
Again, they could have gone over the even side.
And this is...
Instead they're just running into the slaughter.
Yeah, this is a slaughter.
Even though they're going to get all their shots off now, the 13 are going to reload by the time those guys at the end even get into line. Fair few shots, fair few kills there, but it just came too late.
They're bringing it back a little bit, but...
That was far out of line as well there, though. They do somehow pull this back. Well.
Yeah, I think if 71st had played with 15 to 20, this would have been a really, really close match. But I don't think. Well, I'd say that the 13 are slightly more experienced, maybe with bigger numbers. Well, the 71st might actually get to the hill first this time, though.
Well, yeah, they almost got to it first last time as well, but they for some reason ran the long way around again. How is it taking this long for Dark Templar to do this? Now he's done the right thing, so just running like diagonally at them.
No, he needs to be moving here. No, it's too late. Way too late. They can get all their shots off with the 13.
Oh, I was gonna say, if Veggie didn't slay that guy, I was about to slay him.
Yeah.
13 he missed quite a lot of shots there.
Yeah, they shouldn't have missed that many.
15 versus 16.
They need to be going right and they need to be pushing up the hill, the 13. But they've completely surrendered the hill again.
Yeah, it's unfortunate it took them that long to... Oh no, 8v8 now, 7v7. They were up by 5 at one point. RV5.
That's a bit of a crazy melee, but...
Live Louis, because he has a Blackbeard and Hurts. Realistically, 13E should win this.
Oh, that was a really good kill from together. A really good kill from this Cadio's game as well.
Okay, so down there. Well, considering the 71st were up by 5 at one point, that is quite bad.
Yeah, I'd say 13E were much better, but 71st, it was a couple of mistakes there, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, I think when it came down to it, the 71st decision making at times was just not up to snuff really for a line battle of this size.
Yeah, but it's only the group stages, so it is what it is.
They'll have a chance to have another crack at them potentially. So
absolutely, yeah.
We shall see. But
right, we all good?
Like, yeah. I have.